Hello and welcome to the Serrano Show. We're the marriage CEOs and your relationship experts. My husband and I have helped thousands of couples on their journey to forever. We're on a mission to helping 1 million couples and families in crisis rise up and move forward. Rise up from divorce being the only way out. Rise up from the devastation of betrayal and infidelity being the death of your marriage. And rise up from the ashes of whatever has you stuck and bound. It's time to move forward to healing, to restoration, to success in your marriage and in your relationships and in your life. Welcome. This is The Serrano Show, and we are your hosts, Doctors Richard and Nefertina Serrano. And know that we support you to achieve balance and stability in life and in business through biblical principles to build a more effective communication in your marriage and in your relationship. Hello and good evening, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
We are super excited to be here. Tonight, we're going to be discussing mental health because we're in the month of May
That's
and
right.
it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we had some technical difficulties in getting on today, but we're going to pass on through that. And our show is going to be a shorter show than usual. So we're going to stick to our time frame and we're going to be out of your way by 9 p.m. All right. But we do want to come and still share with you some great information that we were able to stumble across and review and go over because mental health is very real.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I have gone through some mental health challenges in my own life. Um, there were times, I've had moments of thoughts of suicide very early in life. And even as an adult, times get rough out on these streets called life. And so sometimes it's just very heavy weights that we carry that we know we're not supposed to because the word tells us to lay aside those weights. We're here tonight. We want to be able to share some light a little bit on mental health awareness because we found some things, and we're going to talk about 4 things that likely is affecting your mental health. And then we're going to also talk about 4 things that you can do about it. See, we're not going to just leave you hanging. So let's get right to our topic of discussion. Just understanding that relationships or the pressures of being just in marriage alone can be very stressful sometimes
That's right.
because we all have expectations, right? And sometimes we set those expectations really high of individuals, of our mates, of even those that you might be dating out there. And sometimes those expectations are so high. Are we saying that you're not supposed to have goals or you know um that you shouldn't desire things? No, but we're saying that sometimes our expectations can be way far above anything that that person is even capable of delivering from their perspective.
hmm
So it's really important that we talk about that even in relationship. So, we get pressures in our relationships, there's pressures on our job, there's pressures in our schools, not only schools of our young people, because we see what's going on around the world today
That's so
with
true.
all of the rioting, with those that are trying to stand for a cause. Um, you know, there's just a lot of pressure in this world. We all can understand that no one is really, I think it can escape some type of mental pressure. And so sometimes it's less obvious. We don't always see when a person is going through. We don't always see what they're experiencing and how things in their life is impacting their night lives negatively. That may be a coworker or a friend. So I'm going to encourage you
hmm
today, just as we are about to get started, to make sure that you are paying close attention to your peers, to those that you labor among,
hmm
to those that you live with, your children that are coming in and out of your homes every day. Sometimes we're missing it.
hmm
They're stressed, they're overwhelmed, they're under pressure. Even as we get older, right? I know uh, at some point last week, I was very frustrated with this old body. Young, My body is young, okay?
Amen.
And I was frustrated. I was
Yeah.
very frustrated. And I literally just, we were about to have lunch. And right as we were about to have lunch, the Holy Spirit, yes, the one that guides us and leads us into all truth, said, go for a walk. I was in pain by people. My body was aching. I was in pain. And I hear a voice tell me, go for a walk.
Mhm.
Don't eat right now. Go for a walk. So I said to my husband, can we go for a walk?
Mhm. That's right.
And that's what we
Absolutely.
did. And what did we find out on that walk?
Oh, you feel great. I mean, your body actually wants you to move,
Yeah.
especially when you don't want to move. I think it's important to push yourself at times when you're not getting enough of the exercise. I wanted to mention because it's a great topic. Of course, we saw someone today. We stopped by a truck to grab a bite to eat
Yeah.
on our way to a hospital visit, and you know the person that we saw, we see him from time to time, and he's a little bit more vibrant and bubbly, and he was not today.
Yeah. He just,
And
his whole countenance
yeah,
was solemn and down.
yeah,
And you know that
yeah,
your environment
yeah.
and the things that are surrounding you. So he was, giving you a point just to make a point.
Hmm.
Their cart is right off of University of Penn's campus.
Hmm.
For those that are Philadelphians, we understand that that is
Hmm.
a university here in our city where there is, a lot of people that are protesting right now. Well, I've never seen this gentleman look so gloomy.
Yeah.
Even his partner, the gentleman that was cooking the food, like they're usually like, "Hey, how are
Hmm.
you?" They're up and their spirits are high and
Yeah.
they're smiling, like
Something
they're
was
full of
going
smiles.
on.
Something was happening,
Yeah.
and boy, did we feel it. We got in the car and I said, "Did you feel that?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Yes, I felt it." So I believe it was what was in the atmosphere in their
Hmm.
surroundings.
Yeah.
It was quiet. That place is usually packed with people.
Mhm.
There was only one other person besides ourselves. So
Mhm.
obviously, the picketing or the protest that is happening is affecting his business.
Mhm.
Maybe he
It's
was
a good
expecting a
possibility.
certain amount of money
Yeah.
this week to come in, and
Mhm.
he's not getting that because there's nobody there to feed.
Yeah.
People are on the campus
Yeah.
protesting.
And I also think about us because we are still losing loved ones. It doesn't stop. Mental illness and mental health. Sometimes we can wear it on us when something does happen
Yeah,
in our family, and we have to fight through that to still show up, right? To
yeah,
still be a friend, to still be a father and a sister. Um,
yeah,
and because people count on us to show up, but how many know that sometimes it's hard to show
yeah,
up because of what we go through, right?
yeah.
So we have to make sure that we pray for them when we
Absolutely.
see that,
Hmm.
and know what to say. Sometimes we don't know what to say, but a good thing to say is, would you like to talk about what you're going through? We might not know him, but they might need just to talk about it. It's not that we have to have answers for them, but sometimes they just need to talk about
Yeah.
it. It's therapeutic for us to talk about what we're going through because it helps to release,
Mm,
you know?
yeah. I just want to say, even today, we had to press through some things.
Hmm. Yeah.
A lot was going on, even from this morning in my body. So we only have a short period
Yep.
with you guys. We're going to come back later this month and talk
Hmm.
a little bit more with some guests on our show about mental health and how you can get the support and the help that you need in order to get through your time and what you're going through. I just want you to be encouraged today and know that you are not alone. You are not alone in this fight to
That's right.
live.
Hmm.
But I want you to know you will live and not die. You will live and not die. Be encouraged today to know that you're not alone, right?
Hmm.
And so we're here today, my husband and I'm Dr. Nefertina Serrano. This is the co-host, Dr. Richard Serrano, and we're talking about 4 things likely affecting your mental health and what you can do about it. And so just know that, there are different events, as we stated, current events. There's loneliness. Some people out here are just lonely,
Yeah.
just have not found that person in their
Yeah.
life, just have not found
True.
themselves, have not become clear with the man and the woman in the mirror. They're not sure exactly who they are and why they are and what they were called to do and to be.
That's true.
That might be you. We might be talking to
Hmm.
you today, right? A recent survey showed that more than half of the United States adults, 58% to be exact, are lonely. Lonely. With those that are, number one, there's low income, young adults, parents, part of an derepresented racial groups, right? Listen, we're reading this is all out here for you because we
Hmm.
went and did some of our study, like good old Google. We went and Googled it to gain some insight on some
Hmm.
things for you tonight. But then we also got the word for you as well to encourage your spirit. And so, you know, just living in this life today can be depressing. We're in some unprecedented, perilous times here. I mean, listen, all you have to do is just open the front door, let alone turn on the television. Just open the door. And the things that you see today are like nothing ever in life. Look at what's happening around the world. Look at all the tornadoes that is happening in Texas.
Hmm.
My goodness. People are losing lives, they're losing their valuables, they're losing their life's investments, they're
Hmm.
losing their animals. Come on. We're talking about protests on university campuses when they should be when graduations are happening and they should be celebrating all that they've done over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. We're looking at some very perilous times.
Sure. Yeah. I just wanted to say something because spiritual wellness helps in the mental health,
Yeah.
and your mental state also. It says faith is like a beacon of light in the darkness of mental health struggles. It offers more than just set a belief, but it provides a foundation. How many of you know that when you believe and you have faith, it helps? I can't imagine not having faith and not believing, because it's hard enough just to go through this life without having faith. So having faith helps along the way.
Absolutely.
In the Bible, Proverbs 3 and 5, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy path." We have to make sure that we are reading our word because it really does restore and helps us
Yes.
in the mental health status.
Yes.
It says our spiritual health is deeply intertwined with our mental health. You heard that? Our spiritual health is deeply intertwined with our mental health.
Absolutely.
Scriptures on mental health isn't just words, but they are a lifeline that offers restoration.
Wow.
Right? Psalms 23:3 suggests our good shepherd restores our soul, indicating that the spiritual wellness is a cornerstone of a mental clarity and peace. So they're not just words,
Yeah.
but those words, just like you hear music that can come into your soul and fix you, you hear
Conviction.
music that can take you back and depress you because of the times that you were in. It's the same with the word. The word can restore your relationship with Him. The word can restore
Come
your
on.
mental health.
Absolutely.
right? So we have to make sure that we do read the word, because when all things fail, the
Mm,
word never fails.
never.
God doesn't leave us, we leave God, but God doesn't leave us. We might fall by the wayside, but if we just pick ourselves up and get to the next block where the blessing is, then God will restore your 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 um your efforts
Yeah.
to do the right thing, you
Wow.
know?
That is so true. When it comes at the end of the day, people, we need to understand that it is the word
That's right.
that's going to keep us
Hmm.
through all of this, no matter what we're going through, whether it be mental, physical, relational. It is the word
That's right.
that changes not and will
Absolutely.
sustain you and will keep you. And
Hmm.
so, as we're talking about four things that likely can affect your mental health, we started out with number one. If you missed it and you're just joining us, thank you, first of all, for joining us tonight. And please make sure that you subscribe, like, and
Hmm.
share this broadcast out, because we are here trying to reach 1 million souls. Yes, couples and families that are in this game called life and crisis
Amen.
here in marriage. So,
Hmm.
listen. Number one was current events. We talked about the current
Hmm.
events with all the rioting and the picketing and, those that are standing up for something that they really believe in. Some are just jumping on the bandwagon, but others are really standing for what they feel is unjust and what they want to be
Yeah.
just. The harm of it is when we infringe upon other people's
Hmm.
beliefs
That's right.
in order to make our truth be right. Understanding it's our truth doesn't mean that it is true. It's just our truth. So we need to learn how to be able to do that
Hmm.
effectively
Yeah.
without disrespecting
Hmm.
someone else,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
And so those are the things. It's just hurt. It's causing a further divide. And when you, as a whole, together, we can make it.
That's right.
But when we divide, when we break apart, come on,
Hmm.
marriages,
Hmm.
that separating part right
Yeah.
there, that can cause you to go under.
That's right.
That can cause you to sink. That can cause you to lose
Yeah.
your footing.
Yeah.
And anything then can happen, right?
Hmm.
So, first, current events. Then we have loneliness. Number two, loneliness. Loneliness can also affect your mental health.
Hmm.
Anxiety and depression is also associated, understand this, with psychosis
Mm.
and dementia.
Wow.
Loneliness. We cannot leave our family alone
Hmm.
in nursing facilities. We cannot leave our family alone at home when we know that we have our military families. Their spouses are abroad fighting for our country and they're left alone. We have to band together, neighbors, be neighbors,
Yeah.
show yourself friendly. What happened to the days when we shared sugar and butter and eggs?
Hmm.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one that
That's right.
remember that, right?
Absolutely.
When you knew your neighbor's name
Yeah.
first and last, but you definitely knew their last name,
Hmm.
Mrs. Jones, Mr. McDonald, right? The Smiths. We knew their names,
That's right.
and we made sure that we made connection.
Hmm.
Please get back to that connecting.
Yeah.
Connect. It is necessary for survival that we connect.
And it's okay to send a text. It's okay to send information by correspondence and things, but it's also better
Yeah.
to communicate face to face. Ask them, what can I do to help? You know, act concerned, because a lot of times we're so in the hustle and the bustle
Yes.
that we don't act concerned. We don't mean to.
Yes.
We might think it, but don't actually do it.
Right?
And then when we leave them, it's like, well, I don't know whether or not I said, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Because sometimes that goes a long way. I mean, we've
Just
had
an ask.
conversation with others
Hmm.
where they just encourage us and say nice things, and it helped us.
Yeah.
It helped lifted our spirit.
Absolutely.
It really, you don't know how much you can lift someone's spirit by just being nice
Yes.
and being concerned about their well-being. Because a lot of times it's not just about us. Yes, if we have ourselves together, that's awesome. We should. In the process, we help others by getting ourselves more equipped with the right questions to ask. You know,
Yeah.
um, Also say that sounds very difficult what you're going through.
Mm.
When you hear something of concern, you might want to say, wow, that sounds very difficult. How do you feel about that?
Mm.
Because a lot of times we're all marriage counselors. We're all counselors, should I say, because we all are helping one
One to
another
another.
once we
Yes.
communicate
Absolutely.
effectively. It's not just one side communication, but it is two-sided communication. So we want to make sure that when we do communicate, we wait for the response and wait for the response. Don't talk over them or just talk in between them talking because you're not really listening to the whole matter,
Wow.
and you don't want to do that.
No, you absolutely
Yeah.
don't, Dr. Serrano. In today, when we're talking about loneliness a little bit, I just want to read this to you. It says a low level of social interaction was found to have an impact on lifespan, on longevity of life, equivalent to smoking nearly a pack of cigarettes a day or alcoholism, and was twice, listen to this, twice as
Mm.
harmful as being obese.
Wow.
Low self esteem, loneliness. Being lonely
Yeah.
is detrimental to your lifespan, to longevity of life. Number three,
Mm.
having the internet at your fingertips. You know it was going to be in there. You know it was going to be in there. This good old thing called social media. We love it,
Mm.
but we hate it too. Like it or list it.
That's right. That's right.
Sometimes you got to list it. Sometimes you got to put it down. Sometimes you got to back away and just say, today, Thursday, May 9th,
Hmm.
I will not today, tomorrow, May 10th,
Hmm.
I will not be on social media,
Hmm.
right? Sometimes you just have to back
Take a
away
break.
from it. Take a break.
Absolutely right.
When we're talking about technology, having the internet at our fingertips, yes, yes,
Mhm.
you can learn to connect with different people. When you're going through a tough situation, get in touch with your doctor. If you don't have nobody you can talk to, you should be able to talk to your doctor, right? Talk to your pastor,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
And make
absolutely right.
sure that you talk to
Mhm.
someone.
Yeah,
You can connect with them. Keep in touch with friends and family. We need to make sure that
yeah,
we are reaching out.
that's so
When you
true.
didn't hear from somebody in a while, pick up a phone or cell phone if you don't have a landline. Pick it up. Call them.
Hmm.
Please check on the people that you are not connecting with or you haven't seen in a while. Even if they were on social media, you're like, wow, such and such used to post a lot. I don't see them. I don't see anything
Hmm.
from them anymore.
Yeah,
Reach out to them. You never
because
know.
right. Although we all look good on camera and things like that, not just saying us, but everyone, we still don't know what we're going through, what
Yeah.
someone else is going through.
Yeah.
If God gives you a word for them, give it to them. Because if God gave you a word for them, then it's for them to receive it and to be able to move on
Yeah.
from where they are. They might be stuck in this place,
Yes.
and we don't want them to be stuck because we all have work to do. I just want to thank everyone that's joining us online. Some are commenting and some are not, but this is Virginia Lawson. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We
Hmm.
appreciate all of those that are watching right now. If you're just joining
Absolutely.
us, we are the Serrano Show, Doctors Richard and Nefertina Serrano, and we are here just to shed some light on this month. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about mental health. Of course, it's something that happens all year round, but we're going
Mhm.
to share in this month, and we're going to have some other um, guests on the show later on this month as well to shed some light on mental health. But we're talking about the 4 things that that are affecting our mental health, your mental health, maybe the mental health of someone that you know, and 4 things that you can do about it. So we're still dealing with the 4 things that affect it. Technology is one. And so I want to read, because we researched some of this, and this what it says. Bad news. Bad news. And of course, right now, you're getting a lot of bad news on social media. Coverage in contentious political campaigns and things like that can make our mood sour, just make us Solomon. Turn it off. You know, don't even be bothered. The things that you need to know, you can go back to it another day. But don't be so engrossed with it that it's playing in your sleep. That is not a good thing, to allow television to be playing while your body is rest and vulnerable.
That's true.
You are vulnerable.
Yeah. I just want to say, Brenda Washington, thank you for watching. Steve Brown, Christina Vega, thank you for watching.
Yes.
You know, and our condolences for some of you who have lost loved ones, friends. We've seen it on social media. Certain people we know and connect with, you know, it happened sudden. And we just, you know, our condolences to you. We're praying for you and the family. We just wanted to say that because we just never know where you are. We're here for you. If you ever need us for anything, just to talk, visit, just let us know what we can do.
Absolutely.
To help someone
Reach
else.
out. Reach out, right, Dr. Serrano?
That's right.
Don't be afraid to reach out. You know, you can see in my husband's countenance today, there's a lot of passion in him, because this is a very serious topic. And I know we said we were going to try to keep it to a half hour, but it's really hard to do that. We had some technical difficulties. We value your time, but please, if you're just joining us, like, subscribe, and share this broadcast out, because we want to be able to connect with someone. So understand, news coverage can be contentious, making anyone's mood sour. Also, there's a fact that almost 60% of our young people ages 18 to 25, I would probably increase that number just a little bit more, maybe to 30. But it says here in the quote, 18 to 25 are expressing considerable amount of worry. They're worried. They're worried about their future. They're worried about the planet. What's going to become of it? Are we going to even get to live to our grandmamas and our great grandparents' ages? They're depressed. There is such a reduction in self-esteem right now. There's just a breakdown in communications. Furthermore, the lines between work and personal time are blurred. You know why? Because there's a lot of working from home right now. So work and personal time is just getting so missed. Come on. I know that it feels good to be able to wake up and go in the next room and do your job and still get paid. But very seriously, because we're doing that, that means there's no people interaction. For some people, they don't have a spouse. They don't have a mate. They don't have children. They're empty nesters and they're divorced. They're single and they're at home alone. And so they're working on their computers day in and day out, all day long, and they have no physical touch.
That's right.
They have no one to say, hey, how's your day going? What you up to? What was your weekend like? They have no one asking them any questions. Nobody knows that they just lost their loved one. Nobody knows that there's no food in their refrigerator because they're just barely making it paycheck to paycheck. They don't have somebody to say, hey, did you eat today? You know what? I got an extra sandwich. Would you like it? They don't have anybody there. People are working from home, and after hours, they're on email, notifications, they're on their phones, and increasing the likelihood of, guess what? The big, big B word. You ready for it? Burnt out. Yes, self-included. Burnt out. We are burning the candlestick on every end. There's no aroma because the oil is gone. The oil has gone. But we're burning the candle on both ends, and all the oil is done. There is no fragrance to even calm your senses. None. And all you want to do is just rest in from the pain of what you have to do, because you know you got to get up and do this another 16 hours. Some of us 12 to 16 hours, yes, a day.
That's right.
To no end.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have some scriptures for you too. Deuteronomy 3:31-8 says, "The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged." He was we are assumed of God's presence and encouragement. God knows everything. He knows our struggles.
Yes, he does.
He knows everything that we go through. He is always with us and always there to encourage us. We have to continue to read his word, to know that his word is the truth, and every word that comes out of people's mouth can be a lie most of the time. So we don't want to be encouraged a lot of times of people who are not encouraging to you. Make sure that your surroundings, who you surround yourself with, is a positive.
Oh my goodness.
Positive people that you're surrounding yourself with, because everyone who's with you are not for you. So you want to make sure that you are encouraged by the people you surround yourself with.
That is such an amazing point that you're making. Everyone that is in your circle with you is not for you.
That's right.
Can I say that one more time? Everyone that is with you is not for you.
Absolutely.
We're here. If you're just joining us, this is the Serrano Show, and we're talking about mental health. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. We're talking about the 4 things that are affecting our mental health. We talked about number 1, current events. Number 2, loneliness. Number 3, technology. And number 4, social drivers. Social drivers are also called social determinants of health that are the conditions in which you live. So we work, learn, and play. Okay. These include economic statuses, education, your neighborhood, access, and resources, of course, right? Nutrients, what we're getting inside, what we're taking on the inside, food, health, care, green space, transportation, and all of the above. These are social inclusions and can have a far-reaching impact on not just your physical health, but also your mental health. One social driver that seems to be on everyone's mind is the economy. Where are we going? And is it for broke?
That's true.
Is it for broke?
Yeah.
Because them prices, they rose during COVID, and I haven't seen not near one of them come back down. So we're going to be paying double for our food. Oh my goodness, takeout food. Speechless. Yeah. I cannot believe what a hamburger and french fries is costing nowadays. It is unbelievable. Literally $22 for a platter for a hamburger and french fries and maybe a little coleslaw, if that. $22? Like, are you kidding me? Hot dogs? $7-8 for one. I mean, these are foods that we probably should steer clear of anyway, people. Just to stay, just saying. But this is what they're costing us. Salads, $28 and $30 for a regular salad. So I'm trying to understand, if they're able to raise those prices to that degree. I know that's another show. When are they? When are they going to go down? When? I mean, how are we supposed to make it? So we need to understand that social drivers, our economy, where we work, what we're doing, our education, how much
Mhm.
that costs. Everything is on the rise. The
Mhm.
neighborhoods in which we live in,
That's right.
some are friendly and some
Yeah,
are not.
absolutely.
But also your mental health. One social driver, again, research shows that a strong connection between worrying about money,
Mm.
very strong, between worrying about money and mental distress is very, 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 very high.
Wow.
For many people, salaries, as we stated earlier, prices are going up, salaries are staying here, prices are going up, salaries are staying here, prices are going up, salaries are staying here, right? They keep rising. Inflation costs,
Mhm.
living expenses, salary.
Mhm. Yeah.
In 2023, there was a Gallup poll that was done, and they found that 42% of Americans are worried whether they don't have enough money
Mm.
to pay their normal monthly bills.
Wow.
Normal? Normal. $700 for electricity per month? Normal? Come on.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Yeah.
What's happening
Mhm.
here? They're charging you for air that's free. They're charging you for it. They're charging you for just the space, right? I mean, I'm
Delivery
not
charge.
making this up. What is it called?
Delivery
It's
charge.
called a delivery charge.
Charging
That
you a
part.
delivery charge. So that brings about a lot of stress in the home. And
Yes.
that's why we have to be careful. We have to stay prayed up. We have to know that His word keeps us. When nothing else can help us, His word helps us. You know,
Yeah.
2 Timothy 1:7, it says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of sound mind." You know, we
That
have to
part.
make sure that we are connected to the Creator.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that everything we do is because God has given us the power to do it. And we have to know that, we always can go to Him when we have questions and all. We have to communicate with God on every level. You know, spiritually and mentally,
Interact.
interactive, and it's intertwining.
Yes.
So we have to make sure what we're putting in our minds, it's all good. You know, just like our
Mm-hmm.
bodies respond to good nutritional things that we do. Our mind is the same way. It responds to positive things, same as negative things. So if you put enough positive, it will overshadow the negative things that comes in your mind, and
Wow.
you will be productive in your life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, I'm telling you, we're talking about mental health awareness, what you can do for things that is vexing our mental health, that is
Mhm.
disturbing it, and we're also going to give you four things that you can do about it. So, beginning with one, right? If mental health is weighing on you right now, one of the things we
Washington.
want to talk about is having people around you to support your mental and
Mhm.
emotional health can make all the
Absolutely.
difference. We talked about your
So good.
circle. Watch your
Mhm.
circle. Everyone that's with you is not for you.
Mhm.
So you need to make sure you have people that are for you
Yeah.
in your circle, people that are going to push you, right? Even when you
That's
don't
right.
feel like being pushed, they're going to be
That's
like,
right.
go ahead. You can do this. You got this, Stella kid. For all of my fire people, you know what I'm
Mhm.
talking about. But listen, in all seriousness, you need to have good people around you. It can make the difference. It can make the difference of life and death. It literally can make that much difference.
It does.
These are many places to seek support, places where you can go, people that are around you. You know, there are online groups. There's places within your community. You know, I think a lot of times we underestimate our
Mhm.
local environment right here in our own
Mhm.
cities. People, there is support for you. You have to seek it out sometimes. Sometimes it's not going to just come out, pop out at you on a television commercial, dial this number if you're in need. It's not always going to happen that way. Sometimes you're going to have to let the fingers do the walking. Some of
Mhm.
those that are at my age understand that. You remember that? Your fingers do the walking to the yellow pages.
Mhm.
We don't do the yellow pages. We get our fingers doing the Google searching
Mhm.
on our phones. But whatever your search
Yeah.
is, search it out. Find help for yourself. Don't always wait for somebody to help you. Be be the leader of your own, pack.
Mhm.
Okay. Number two, that's number one. Number two, set tech limits and boundaries.
Mm.
You got to set those boundaries. You must set those boundaries. You can create space for a healthier relationship within your marriage,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Husband and wives are arguing over, mainly wives, being on that cell phone. Ask me how I know.
Not me.
Ladies,
It
can I
helps.
help you out right here? Yes, I'm going to speak to my couples right now in this part. Please set boundaries, set time frames, set limits, and then encourage your social media friends to also respect those boundaries.
So
Hey,
true.
if you're looking for me in Messenger after 9 p.m., you won't find me there. If it's an emergency, you can reach out to me after 9. If it's not, please let that message wait until the next day. I
Mhm.
am truly, truly sorry to everyone that I have texted
Mhm.
after 10 o'clock. Please forgive me for messaging you
Mhm.
when you should be resting, taking time in, winding down, spending time with your loved ones, checking on the kids, making sure they're in bed and all is well at home, or just having some me time before you turn the light out.
Yeah.
Yes, that part.
I do want to say, and we're going to have a discussion about this on another show with maybe a panel or just a couple. But even in your marriage, you can be lonely.
Mm, wow.
And you have to know the signs in your own marriage or in your relationship because the signs are there. The person gets quiet or they're drifting off. They're feeling lonely, in the marriage. And why is that? Because the other person could be very busy
Yeah.
and the person that's feeling lonely is not. They might be routining, have a routine life,
Yeah.
and the other person doesn't have a routine life. They're more on what God's given them. They're doing this, they're doing that. And that's all good too, but you still have to have that balance. It's so important to know your mate, know who you live with. Yeah, we all make sacrifices to
Hmm.
be on the show, to visit, the sick, to preach in ministry, to give out food, give out clothes. All of those things we do, but we still have to budget our
Our
time
time. Wow.
in our home.
Yes.
Charity starts at home and then goes abroad.
Yes.
What good is it if you're just going abroad and you're not starting at home?
Come on.
Then what you have home will lack. And it shows when you come home. Then you become what? Roommates.
Wow.
You don't become spouses, but those spouses become roommates.
Come on.
So we have to be careful with that
Yes.
because this is real. Depression is real. You have to know the signs. All of this is a part of mental health because in mental health, you can have breakdowns.
Yes.
And if you don't know your mate, you won't see it.
You won't see
You
it.
have to know it
You
because
gotta
some
know them.
people are really good with wearing
Oh,
the mask,
yes, they are.
and they don't show that part.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's good to show that to your mate
Yeah.
because you're with them all the time and they are your helpmate. They're there to help you.
Yeah.
We're here to help each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't help those that you're with, how can you help
Yeah.
those outside your
Mhm.
home? Think
Mhm.
about that.
Mhm.
If I can't be an asset
Right.
to my husband,
Mhm.
how am I going to go out there and be an asset to
Mhm.
my job,
Mhm.
to my neighbor, to my family? How is it that some of us are doing more for our family extended than we are doing for our home?
So true.
So sometimes that presents a challenge. Topic for another day, but just think about that.
Mhm.
Are you doing more? Are you stretching yourself
Mm.
beyond those
Yeah.
boundaries? Create them. Create healthy boundaries
Yeah.
for yourself and technology.
Mhm.
And make sure that you are not allowing the television to watch you. Do
Mhm.
you know that when you allow the television to watch you, that whatever is being spoken, said, done is going into your spirit, is going into your person, your inner man.
Mhm.
You wonder why you wake up so exhausted because you've been fighting through all that nonsense being spoken over and in your life while you lying there in bed when your body should be at
That's
rest.
true. I believe
Come
that.
on,
Mhm.
look at the signs. If you're not resting well, what are you not doing? Next, number 3.
Mhm.
That's one thing. So we talked about technology, we talked about finding your support system. Number 3, change what you can and know the difference,
Mm.
right? With the state of the world, life can feel so overwhelming, and all of, what's happening, we're doing to make changes. The good news is there are some things that we can do, right? Taking action and advocating for causes that are important to us is very important to do that.
Mhm.
It can be therapeutic. It can be very helpful to you to stand for diabetes, stand for breast
Mhm.
cancer
Absolutely.
awareness, stand for mental health awareness month. What can you do to add value?
Mm.
What
That's
can you
right.
do to make impact to someone else's life that will also, in
Mhm.
return, impact your own?
Mhm.
Advocacy and action
Absolutely.
as a form of healing can be a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you extending the hand to help
Mhm.
someone else, guess what?
Yeah.
There's a hand that's extended back to you.
That's right.
So just know that when you help someone else, a
Together
lot
we
of
win.
times that just knowing that you made a difference will begin to feed your inner spirit
Mhm.
and cause you to feel good, cause you to get excited because you did something that was beyond your own
Mhm.
limitations. You did something that went beyond what you would normally do. And you said, I'm going to extend myself to
Mhm.
help someone else. Knowing that you are doing what you can to make a difference makes you feel good. It encourages you.
Mhm.
When you get out and vote, you wear a little sticker, I
Mhm.
voted. Why? Because my voice matters.
That's right.
My vote does count. They may not count it, but it counts.
Mhm. That's right.
My voice does count. It
That's
matters.
right.
Your voice matters. Your vote matters, right?
Mhm.
Do your part in helping the planet. I can't help if they didn't count the vote. I know I went
Mhm.
out and voted.
That's right.
I did my part. What about getting out and sweeping up outside your door? Do you ever see anyone doing
Mhm.
that anymore? There was a
Mm-mm.
time when
I
we would
do it.
hose our steps. Listen, we used to have to take a bucket of soap and water and bleach. Ah,
That's
that whole
right.
part. Don't forget the bleach. And we would have to sweep and scrub our steps,
Mhm.
pour the water down, and then sweep the water to the curb.
Yeah.
You couldn't even let the water dry.
Mhm.
It's gonna dry. Like, why do I have to sweep it again?
Mhm.
Because your mama said so.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So do what you can do. Speak up for things
Mhm.
that matter most to
Yeah.
you.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. So, listen, we have a few more things for you. I know we're going over our time. In First Peter 5:6, he says, God says, "Cast all your cares upon Him because He cares for you."
And he does.
You know, how many of us know that if we don't cast our cares upon Him, then how do you get that healing?
Yeah.
That's how you get the healing. We do have to reach out.
Hmm.
God help those who help themselves. If you don't ask for the help, then you must don't need the help. It's not true. Some of us don't know how to ask for the help. Get in position to ask for help. And we have to be in position to be in tuned in with the spirit, to know
Mm.
who needs help,
To be what?
who needs
To
help, in
be in
tune with the
tuned
spirit.
in with
The
the
Spirit
spirit,
of God.
the spirit of
Amen.
God
It's so true
that
that you
speaks
have
to
to
you.
know what's going on around your surroundings. It's very helpful to know. Trusting God with all your heart. We have
Mm.
to believe that God will heal us of whatever we're going through. Any situation that we're going through, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. How do we get that strength? Through Christ.
Through Christ.
Through Christ, we get the strength. He will strengthen us
Yes.
through His word.
Yes.
Nothing in, nothing out. You cannot go day by day and not acknowledging God. who's given you strength in your body to do the right thing, right? To go to work and
Yes,
to be able to support those
absolutely.
that need to be supported.
Wow.
Because how many know that we all need to be supported, but a lot of us who can support others, we should.
We should.
We really
We
should.
should.
Hmm.
We should. And just remember, when someone asks for help or support financially, give
That's
what
right.
you're willing to lose,
Absolutely.
right?
Always
I
say that.
believe to give out of your overflow. And then
Hmm.
sometimes
Yeah.
you will
A
have to
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
That's right.
But just know that if
Hmm.
you are not,
So true.
don't make someone, and I know that
Hmm.
sometimes, we say that we're loaning. I prefer not to loan.
I don't know the last time I loaned
I
money.
prefer not. I don't remember the last time I've loaned either. Well, I do. I just
Mhm.
did.
Yeah.
I didn't get it back, but it's all good, right? Because guess what? We have to move past that
Well,
because we don't want to hinder
mhm.
someone from receiving. Listen, we got to forgive and keep it moving because forgiveness is for me. I heard it on a show yesterday. A young
Mhm.
lady, so beautiful young lady. I can't remember her name right now, but she was talking about healing. She was talking about forgiving our parents, our
Mhm.
mothers, for those that
Mm.
have gone through things. We got to
Mhm.
forgive because
That's right.
forgiveness is for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Mhm.
one last point as we're wrapping up in
Mhm.
about 1.5 minutes, find healthy coping skills. It can be tempting to ignore your feelings
Mhm.
or that numbness that sometimes
Yeah.
happens with substances, right? We try to numb it with alcohol, with wine,
Yeah.
with whatever,
Other substance. Yeah.
with other
Yeah.
substances,
Even a
even
pill for a
food.
pill.
We try to mask things by,
Yeah.
comfort food. We're just
Right.
we're eating, knowing doggone well we are diabetic and we're not supposed to have that. We're just, oh, it's just for now. Taking your sugar way too high because you're lonely, because you're numb, because you're going through circumstance, because your ends are not meeting.
Mm.
But this doesn't help anyone in the long run, and it
Yeah.
certainly doesn't help you. Invest some time in figuring out
Mhm.
what works best for you. We've given you some tools tonight. We've shared with you some things, but you got to use what works best for you. What's going to help you to manage your feelings?
Mhm.
You may have to try a bunch of things
Mhm.
until you find that one thing that really does work,
Yeah.
but it will be worth it to try a few things, right? Phone a friend, take a walk,
Mhm.
exercise, talk to your pastor, talk to your neighbor. You never know who's going through the same thing that you're
Mhm.
going through.
So true.
Listen, our neighbors
That's
were
so
having the
true.
same kind of droughts in their house that we were having.
Mhm.
They've had experience what we were going through and we didn't know until we talked about it.
Yeah.
And they said, wow, it must be the houses in this area because they were
Mhm.
built so long ago and the maintenance was not kept.
Yeah.
So you never know who's going through what you are going through.
Mhm. Yep.
That can just be a support to each other.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. Shout out to James, my brother, who helped me set up the set for the day.
Thank
We have to break it
you.
down and set it up every day. So every week. But thank you, brother. I appreciate you setting up the set with me. A lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to some wonderful people that have been there to help us. Before we do that, we want to give you some tools. If you have been watching this show, this is the Serrano Show. We're
Thumbs
Doctors
up.
Richard and Nefertina Serrano, your marriage CEOs and your relationship experts. We want you to know that we are here to support you in this game called life and this journey called marriage and forever. We want you to know that you are not alone in all that you go through. Listen, you can reach out to us. Covenant Rescue 911 is a 24-hour hotline for couples and families in crisis. We are here to support you, couples. We're here to support you, family. 855 RESC 911, 855 737 2911. You are not alone. And just know that we are supporting you to achieve balance and stability in life and in marriage through biblical principles. Yes, yes, the word of God is true and never a lie. More effective communication in your home and in your marriage. This is what we're helping you to achieve and succeed. And guess what? Forever is a long time, but
Mhm.
you can have for forever in your marriage and good
Mhm.
success as
Yeah.
well. I want to
Absolutely.
leave you If you're just joining, we were talking about four things that is likely affecting our mental health today. This is Mental Health
Mm-hmm.
Awareness Month. And as we close, we also gave you four things that you can do about it. The four things that affect it is current events, loneliness, technology, social drivers, right? The things that you can do about it: find your support system, set technical limits on social media and on your phone, put
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, set those boundaries, television time, set those boundaries, change what you can do,
Mm-hmm.
change
That's
what
good.
you can and do that,
Mm-hmm. That's good.
right? And then
Yeah.
find healthy coping skills,
Yeah.
different things that you can, search it on Google like we did in order to share with you tonight. We
Mhm.
wanted to be able to help somebody. And just know, sometimes trying to manage your mental health by yourself is just too much. Seeking professional help, coaches, counselors, your pastor, those that can
Mhm.
be a support to you, your family members, show strength and can provide you with the support you need in order to manage
Yeah.
the weights of life. Remember, lay aside those weights. God wants us to lay them aside,
That's
right,
right.
Dr. Serrano?
Absolutely.
If
Absolutely.
you are if you find that you're going through something right now, you're taking steps to help yourself, but maybe you need to know where to start.
Mhm.
You can go to this website that we found today. It was a really, really helpful website, mentalhealthawareness.org. That was a website that we used today to capsulate on some things and learn some things about mental health awareness. But we're going to have some amazing people on later this month that's going to come and share with you more about mental health and wellness. But just if you're in crisis, write this number down or take it down for a friend, family, or coworker, maybe even a neighbor. Call or text 988. Bam. Just that easy. 988. Or you can chat on that line, 988lifeline.org. Life 988lifeline.org. You can also reach crisis text line by texting hello, just simple hello, to 741 741. So I hope that this has helped somebody today.
What's the
Please
number?
remember to
7.
like, subscribe, and share this broadcast out.
Mhm.
We are normally on from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had some technical difficulties, so we went 8:35 to 9:35 Eastern Standard Time. We hope that you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. And remember,
Mhm. Love
love
somebody.
somebody.
That's right.
Take care, everybody.
Mhm. God bless you.
Bye.